Hello, everyone, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. It is said that if you practice gratitude daily, you'll notice incredible benefits and major life changes. One of the challenges in reaching your long term goals is getting derailed by your short term goals. These are the ones that we focus on immediately and that are closer to hand, but they are achieved in the moment, but they actually limit us getting to the long term goal and making progress. Take, for example, if we indulge in impulse buying, that impacts our long term goal of saving. If we don't follow through on our exercise routines, I've been guilty of that, then that impacts our weight loss program and our wellness program. You see, we set the short-term goals and then we lose sight of the payoff that we actually achieve with the long-term goals. The difference in all of this is gratitude. Gratitude is what really makes the difference. For those of you who don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. I'm Karen Williams-Thompson, a former corporate executive with Fortune 500 brands, and now I help women in business, in corporate, female entrepreneurs step into that 13% of high achievers. We do this by helping them to be super clear on their why and their purpose. We reframe those limiting beliefs that we've been told or that we hold on to. And then we set a powerful strategic plan that allows us to live the life that we have always imagined. And this morning, my friend Shelly and Edwards Barraan and I are really going to talk to you all about how to marry gratitudes and goal for the most amazing outcome. Shelly Ann is a gratitude guide, and I am going to invite her to introduce herself and to share how she really got into gratitude and how it has impacted her life and led her on this journey to becoming a gratitude guide. I'm having
Yes.
tongue ties this whole morning. I am not sure what is going on there. But Shelly, thank you so much. It's lovely to see you again. Thank you for joining me. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you for having me, Karen. Well, my name is Shelly Ann Edwards Barron, and I am a gratitude guide. Now, I know many people are thinking, okay, what exactly is a gratitude guide? Well, I am the person who would guide you through implementing gratitude as a daily habit. Now, many people believe that they understand what gratitude is and they know how to engage in gratitude. But the trouble is that it's not consistent. And because it's not consistent, they don't reap the amazing benefits of gratitude. Now, I sort of, I don't want to say stumbled into it, but I kind of did because I myself was going through some challenging times. And what actually happened was, during an especially heated conversation with my husband, the whole upset and everything, I kind of stormed off and went to my computer and it's a confession, I Googled my husband is an idiot. Because at that time you could imagine the frustration was just all up here and I was like so. And what happened, there's a series of things that happened after that. So the hits that I got, I mean, this was years ago, but the response was overwhelmingly, I realized, well, okay, apparently I wasn't the only woman that thought that way, because there was article after article, group forum, discussion after discussion about this situation of husbands being idiots. And then, as you can imagine, that started getting kind of depressing, right? But then in the midst of that, I came across an article that spoke about the value of a marital relationship and how to maintain happiness in marriage. And it occurred to me that there's so much information on, the negative aspect of this situation and feeling. And then there was this one article that I came across about being grateful for the relationship, and there was a misuse of gratitude in it. And I thought it couldn't possibly be that easy. And that's when I started researching gratitude and really understanding what gratitude was, because I myself didn't understand it at the time. And that's when I found out how significant it is, how much more than what we generally think it is, my gratitude actually is, and the real benefits and how life changing it can be.
Yeah. When you were sharing that incident there with your husband, a couple thoughts came up for me. I thought it's always interesting how there's always so much more negative than there is
Yes.
positive that comes up. And a lot of that we learn is because that's where people's are. That's their reality. And it's a similar thing when you are setting goals that you want to achieve. Sometimes we share those with persons in our inner circle, persons that we love, family, people that we think they're going to get it. But
Mhm.
often they don't. They're sometimes the head people who, although they love you and they want the best for you, they're asking you questions like, really? Do you think you can do that? How are you going to get that done? Where are you going to find the money from? Who's going to buy from you? And then you can really start to feel very down about this you then start to doubt yourself and think, well, maybe this dream is not for me. Maybe this really is for somebody else. Maybe I've overstretched, or we have a fable that says you hang your hat higher than you could reach.
Yes.
I hope I got it right. Not my grandmother would be looking now, and she would not be smiling. But
Oh,
you
yes,
know,
yes, yes.
and
And many times with good intentions, they think they're
exactly,
doing you a favor.
they really mean well. And so when you are setting your goals, you really have to have that unshakable belief in yourself. And this is where I believe the gratitude helps you, because from all of my reading, gratitude is a motivating experience. Gratitude helps us to create momentum. And that is also linked to celebrating your small wins when you set goals. So
Yeah.
sometimes persons set a big goal and they focus on the big goal. They don't celebrate the small wins along the way that get them to the big goal. But using gratitude as a daily practice, celebrating those small wins, that is what really, there is a scientific word for it that eludes me at the moment, but it changes something in our mind, and there all of this pleasure going off, and we are happy and we're motivated, and we are then in that motion of action and momentum to keep going to, what, I've lost 5 pounds. Let me hit it and get another five off as well. So gratitude can help us to do that. But gratitude also does some other amazing, amazing things. And one of them that was quite interesting to me was that gratitude relieves stress.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to let Shelly say some more about that because I found that really very interesting.
Yeah, there is a long list of benefits to us where gratitude is concerned. And
Hmm.
this stress relief is one that I think that's the gateway for me when I really started getting into gratitude, because stress relief really leads to its own series of benefits, which is how gratitude has so many benefits. Now, when we are focused on the negative, let's say like in that situation I spoke about, upset over the fight, thinking all these negative thoughts, I was completely and utterly stressed, distressed, all the negative things happening there. But when I came across this article about gratitude and being grateful for certain things and looking at the benefits of what exists and so on, and I started rethinking and reframing my thoughts about the situation from a perspective of gratitude, then the stress started to dissipate, because then I was no longer focused on the negative impact. I was focused on what I could do differently, what is beneficial about the situation, how I could use that to improve the situation. So it's not just about, being lost against reality and thinking only positive thoughts and neglecting the truth about a situation. Gratitude is really about looking at the complete situation and not getting lost in the negativity either. Because, you
Yeah.
know, a lot of people say they want to ground us in reality, but all they're doing is putting forward negativity. If they were really going to be grounding us in reality, they would give a more balanced view and show the situation as it really was. But many times we excuse negativity by saying, you know, that's just a dose of reality. Reality comes in both forms.
Yes, and that is so true. But what I really like is we learn to do things differently. And we have something so exciting coming up. At the end of this month, we will be launching our 12-week coaching program, Gratitude and Goals. And within that program, we are actually going to show you how you can do things differently, how you can achieve, how you can set your goals, and how you can apply gratitude principles to ensure that you have the success that you want, to ensure that you get to design the life that you have imagined for yourself, all by doing things differently. There are so many myths associated with gratitude. And I know earlier when Shelly and I were speaking, she highlighted some of those myths that are really common where gratitude is. Would you care to share those again?
Oh, yes, definitely. We already spoke about one when I spoke about, you know, gratitude being positive thinking.
Mhm.
Only a lot of people believe that that's all gratitude is, that I'm focused on the positive things and I'm detached from reality because I don't acknowledge the pain and the suffering that actually exists. But as
Mm,
I said earlier, that really is only one part of it. Pain and suffering is only one part of this life that we're experiencing. And it's usually only one part of a situation, regardless of how intense the pain is. Every situation has something in it that we can be grateful for. And being able to look at a situation a little more objectively than simply engaging in that self-pity, that, you know, victim, woe is me kind of mentality. Gratitude helps you step out of that a little bit and to
mhm.
look at a situation in a more objective way so that you can see, you know, maybe it's not as bad or maybe it is really bad, but I can still, you know, there's a lot more involved in that. So you're able to assess a situation more thoroughly when you take it from a perspective of gratitude. You're acknowledging the negativity or the distress because if it's real, and many times it's absolutely real. I mean, we're living in a pandemic, so we can't ignore that.
True. Yeah.
But if we use the gratitude strategy, then we would see beyond that to the other things that also exist. So that's the number one for me. And most people, when I encounter, they think, oh, just, you know, gratitude is just positivity on steroids and it is not grounded in reality. But there
Yeah.
is scientific research behind it. And then the
Hmm.
other part to that, which comes in quite closely, is the idea that if I focus on what I'm grateful for, then all I'm doing is thinking and feeling. I'm not actually active or doing anything. You know, so it's like I'm going to be lost in thought, separate
Yeah.
from the world. It's pretty closely related, but that is also a myth of what gratitude actually is. Simply
Mhm.
saying thank you, that's the first step. And it's part of gratitude, expressing the thanks verbally, but that's not the only thing. Gratitude is actually a very active and interactive thing. So not only do you have to think about it and feel it, you you move to the point where you do something about it. And that's what I call saying it loud. So we
Mhm.
say it right, in the sense that we recognize and how we approach situations and assess that, okay, we're recognizing the beauty in a situation, even though there's negative distress involved. But then we have to say it loud where the gratitude comes out of us. And which helps reduce stress and helping us rethink and refocus and reframe.
Mhm.
And then we can also repay the kindness to the individual or pay it forward So gratitude becomes very active, and that
Yeah.
is how it gets integrated into our lives as a habit. It's not just a habit of thought, but also a habit of action.
And that's exactly how it helps also with your goal setting and your goal achieving,
Yeah.
because you say it. And so when you say it, when you're practicing the gratitude of saying it, imagine you're thinking about the goals that you want to achieve. You have a vision of where you want to go, but then you have to take it from there. You have to take it out of your head and you have to create that vision. And you can do that using the tool of a vision board. You can write
Mhm.
it out. You can create a strategic plan. You can just map it out. But then, just like saying it out loud, you have to take action. If you don't take any action, it remains just that thought, that wish, that hope. And
Yes.
gratitude keeps you going. Gratitude, research indicates that gratitude helps you to achieve your goals. It is that motivating emotion that really just keeps you wanting to do more, wanting to achieve more. And that fits in so nicely with every single person that I believe wants to be, do, and have more in their life. Because I know for a fact everyone has a dream. Everyone has something that they want to be, do, or have.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
practicing gratitude along with that helps you to really step into that, to take ownership of it and to really live that life. And it's such a more fulfilling life that you then
Yeah.
experience. And
Yes,
so
yes.
during the 12 weeks when we take you through this program, Goals and Gratitude, we're going to go through 12 stages, 12 steps. Each week, we're going to look at another aspect. But the good thing is, you have us with you. You have us on the journey. You have persons who have been there, who have done that. It's not something that we've just thought up. It's something that we've lived and something that we've done. And so we really have experienced it, and we can really speak to that. And when you were talking just now, I remember something else that I read, which said that gratitude improves your patience. That was something that I
Yes.
hadn't really thought about before. And, often we are so impatient in life. We want it and we want it now. And when you are working on a goal and when you're working towards a dream, it takes time. It takes time. It just doesn't happen overnight. And it's the same thing with practicing gratitude. You don't go poof and it happens. You
Exactly.
practice it and you practice it and you practice it. And
Yes.
then you see it manifesting in, in its life, in your life. So there are so many myths that we need to be aware of and to reframe in our minds what gratitude really is. But how about all of the benefits of practicing gratitude in our life? I mean, when we were just chatting, you gave a wonderful example, Shelly, about how gratitude helped persons with sleep and depression. Could you share
Yeah.
that story?
Gratitude and focus for me is really where I call it a secret sauce and a gratitude strategy, because it's not just an isolated practice. It's a habit that needs to be integrated into your life to really see the benefits. And as you mentioned, gratitude and goals, that connection of focus and shifting focus from the negativity is really where the essence of gratitude is. So when it comes to sleep, imagine that you're having trouble sleeping. One of the reasons many people have trouble sleeping is because they can't quiet their minds. They're thinking all these things, and most of the
Mhm.
thoughts are about things that they wish they had done, things they forgot to do, and
Yeah.
all these negative things keeping you up at night. Imagine having just 15 minutes before you go to bed, making a list of things that you're grateful for. Not only is it going to begin quieting your mind because it's shifting your focus from all the other chaos and everything else that's happening around you, it's focusing on things that you're going to find pleasing. It
Mhm.
also slows down your thinking because you have to write it down. It's not just rattling it off in your head. You're writing it down. So you're bringing it out of yourself. And that process of writing slows things down as well. and you put yourself in a very calm, pleasant psychological state that is conducive to sleep. And then there's a whole host of research out there talking about the benefits of good sleep and how that is going to improve productivity and, better well-being and just a happier, more beneficial life all around. So this is how gratitude gets into our lives and makes all those positive changes. What it does is that it supports positive habits and gives us the motivation to keep these positive habits. And as you said, celebrating as we go and recognizing the beauty and the energy and all the good stuff that's happening in addition to everything else. It's not instead of, in addition to everything else, but it's just what we're focusing on. So there's that physical benefit associated with sleep. There's a psychological benefit associated with the depression because gratitude interrupts the train of negative thought and introduces more positive thinking and positive ideas, not just wishful thinking, but gratitude focuses on what is. So we're not just wishing that things are better, we're recognizing what is actually present and better that we missed. And in our conversations before with the sleep, you had mentioned something as simple as being grateful for the bed that you're sleeping in and how
Yeah.
comfortable it is,
Yes.
and recognizing that I have an opportunity to get some well-needed rest. And in my environment, as I am here, I could feel safe to sleep. So there,
Yeah.
and the thing is, we recognize that not everybody's going to be able to say all of these things. So gratitude looks at your personal situation and identifies what you can be grateful for. So it's not just I'm grateful for this, so you have to be grateful for it as well. No, it's very personalized, which makes it so much more impactful.
And I think that's a really very important point because it's the same thing with your dream. Your dream is yours. It was gifted to you because only
Yeah.
you could bring it to life. And a lot of times, we doubt ourselves. These thoughts come
Yes.
to us and we say, no, that can't be me. I mean, when I thought about starting an online business, I was like, oh no, now is not the right time. My son's got to go to college. I can't do this. There were so many reasons that were clouding my brain until someone said to me, why not? Why not? Just answer that. And it's just about reframing. It's just like that quick switch where we then can see it from a different perspective. And just as gratitude is unique to you because it's about your circumstance, it's about your journey, your dreams and your goals are exactly the same thing. And the beautiful thing is everything that you need for that dream is already resourced within you. You just have to tap inside. And if you are able
Yes.
then to tap inside and to apply the gratitude principles to it, you already have a win-win. You're already on that way to achieving and to living the life that you have always imagined for yourself. So such a beautiful journey because it's about you. You really get to show up as the best version of yourself. And
Oh,
what could
yes.
be better than that? And this 12 weeks gratitude and goals, we explore everything from your vision to execution to assessment. But before I let Shelly tell us more about the program, I wanted to mention also that one of the things that has come up to me is gratitude as a stress reliever. And I didn't really think about it, but just now when Shelly was speaking and she was talking about how when you're actually practicing the journaling of the gratitude habits, how it quietens your
Mhm.
mind, I began to say, oh, I was having a light bulb moment at the same time, saying, yes, but that is exactly how it will begin to ease the stress because you will start to feel calmer and you will just relax and breathe and not be, just going. So gratitude is also very effective in helping us to cope with stress.
Yeah, it's one of those, to me, gratitude is the ultimate reframing strategy. And I'm
Yeah.
using the term reframing within the context of psychology and brain-based work because there are many right now, the term that is used, I think, is called brain-based coaching. And that is the application of research and findings toward developing that change in mindset and adoption of positive habits that we all need in order to accomplish our goals. That is where gratitude comes in. Now, the bulk of the research related to gratitude has to do with how it helps us interrupt that negativity and introduce the positivity. And there is actually documentation of research that says it helps in the release of what we call the happiness hormones,
Yeah.
serotonin, and those things. And
Mhm.
that, so it's not just a theoretical thing. There is research that backs it up, that there is a physical impact on our minds and our bodies as well. So there is that brain-based research behind it. And the impact that gratitude has makes a significant difference. And again, I go back to that secret sauce gratitude strategy kind of concept, because we're dealing with goals and achieving goals. Now, I'm I've tried all kinds of things. I mean, I've done the mindset, the mindset reset kind
Mhm.
of thoughts, manifestation, visioning and all these things, but nothing ever really maintained in a consistent way. There was a height, I lived off of the height, and then when it calmed down, it disappeared. And then I said, okay, let me try something else. And there was that kind of high and low, high and low. Gratitude and the consistent, quiet practice of gratitude helps maintain that success. So that whatever you're aiming for, that goal setting, infusing it with gratitude helps you maintain that momentum, as you said, to achieve what you need to
Mhm.
achieve. It's a
Yeah.
long haul kind of process because you're developing habits, you're replacing unproductive habits with more productive ones. So that's a process, but it's far more possible and achievable, and you actually feel like you can get it done when you work with gratitude along the way.
And that's something that we are covering also in the program, isn't it?
Oh, yes, definitely, because the entire program is based on the concept of gratitudes and goals as a combined effort. So we're not doing the goals here, doing the gratitude here, and living our lives somewhere around. It's all together, gratitude, goals, and our lives, because that's how you get the lasting impact and the
Mhm.
consistency to make the lasting transformation that everybody's looking for. So in the program, we have 12 weeks, and we've broken it up into 4-week segments. The first 4 weeks, we'll be focusing on clarity and vision. Where do you
Mhm.
want to go? What is your ideal? What do you want to accomplish? Second section, second 4 weeks, we're looking at creating a strategy to accomplish that, which means assessing where you are, looking at what are some of your challenges, your internal situations that may come up to
Limiting
push back.
beliefs.
Yeah, those
Mhm.
limiting beliefs and so on. So we would look at that and how to create a strategy for dealing with it, which of course is going to include the gratitude. And then in the third section, we're looking at implementing. So you've looked at where you want to be, you've created a plan to get there, selected one of the things, and you're working toward it. And now we're implementing it. Because that first step is almost always the most difficult step, that decision to move forward. You've made it, but you're stuck. So that support that you're going to get from the group and from the program to help you make those first steps and celebrate those first steps and be grateful for those first steps is going to give you that momentum and strategy so that you could take it and continue working on it. Because it's not just a program where you do it and you're finished. It's a strategy that we're teaching so that you can implement this strategy over and over for success upon success, gratitude and goals.
And that's the beauty of it. It's not a one stop. It's something that's going to be there that you can refer to your entire life
Yes.
if you so desire. And really, it's not just us. I mean, that in itself is just worth the entire package. Just having two persons who are experts in their respective areas who can walk you or walk beside you on this journey. But we have also included a gratitude journal. We've also included a workbook. And I really love the workbook because the workbook is a daily planner. The workbook is a step by step. And you get, as we go through each week, you get to complete the workbook so that you can track your progress. You can see where you are. And also, it's doing that important step of taking it from your mind
Mhm.
on to the paper. So you're now moving it onto another phase. And all of this and practicing your gratitude is going to help you maintain that momentum that you need. So it's 12 weeks. We start at the end of this month, January the 30th. You can check out all the details on, let me get it right before I tongue tie myself again, the gratitudestrategy.com, because for some reason I've just been biting my tongue. The gratitudestrategy.com. All the details are there. The price is really less than $10 a day. It's packed with value. You also have another workbook, the myths of goal setting versus goal achieving, 5 commonly made mistakes when setting goals that if you avoid those, you are also on your way to achieving the goals that you have set for yourself. Integrating gratitude and goals. I think Shelly said it best when she said it earlier, that was the missing piece. A lot of times, like now, people would have set New Year's resolutions,
Oh, yes.
and by the end of January, early February, so many people have disbanded them, whether it was for something, life just happened. So something could have come up. They
Mhm.
may have lost their motivation. They may have had a dip. We just want you to know you don't have to do this alone. The road is traveled better if you are going with someone. And who better to go with than a gratitude guide and a master strategist who can help you create the plans, applying the gratitude principles so that you can live the life that you have been dreaming of. What really could be better than that? Check it out. Don't believe everything I say. Go on thegratitudestrategy.com. Check out all of the details. See how really affordable it is. And if you are already ahead of the game, that's really good, and we congratulate you. But you know what you can do? You can share this information with someone else, someone that you know it will benefit, someone that you know really just needs that little hand holding, someone that just needs help with that very first step. You can practice your paying forward by sharing this with them. So, Shelly, before we wrap up, is there anything else you really think that we need to share right now before we say goodbye until the next time?
Oh, yes, there are two things. Going into this, between now and the beginning of the program, we're going to be running two master classes. I'm going to be doing one on a thought audit, because, we all think that we're expressing gratitude and that we do it regularly. Oh, I'm accustomed to doing gratitude, but is it really a habit, and does it really show up every day in a meaningful way in your life? So that's what we'll be talking about during this thought audit. And I know, Karen, you're doing one on.
Purpose, passion, and plans. So, what
Mhm.
is your purpose? Why are you passionate about it? And creating plans. And it's just a snippet of what we will be looking at in more detail in the program.
Yes, so you can connect with me on Facebook. You can connect with Karen on Facebook. You can connect with us on LinkedIn to find out more about these master classes, and definitely visit thegratitudestrategy.com to find out more about the program and ask us questions. Connect with us. I mean, I can talk about gratitude over and over because it is such an important strategy to be used in conjunction with goal setting if you really want to accomplish your goal. Because, I mean, when 2020 hit and the pandemic, life is not the way we expected it to be. We're all
Mhm.
trying to do our best, but you don't have to try alone. And you don't have to hit and miss and try this and try that. Put the things together, do the gratitude program, do the goal setting program together as a combination and see the difference 2022 will be.
I couldn't have said it better. Shelly, thank you so much for joining me on this chat this morning. We really are super appreciative of you joining us. As Shelly said, please, we love to engage in these conversations with persons. So connect with us, message us in the DMs. We are on Facebook. We are also on LinkedIn, and I'm also on Instagram. Each of us, you can find us by our names, or in my instance, you can also find me by my business, Beyond Limits Global Consultancy. So thegratitudestrategy.com, that's the site to check out. And thank you so much for being here. Shelly, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited. I'm ready.
So am I. We're ready to get started, but we have 2 weeks to go. So yeah, we're waiting excitedly. Join us,
Yes.
please.